The room was silent. Not a sound, not even a whisper. The dim light from the flickering candle was the only thing, heart pounding wildly. She locked it, bolted the windows, and drew the curtains. Safe. She was safe. Bone clattering to the floor. The figure loomed over her now, its glowing eyes piercing through her soul. "Why did you come here?" it whispered, its voice deep and guttural. Emma couldn't speak, couldn't move. She was frozen in terror. Suddenly, the figure vanished. Just like that, it was gone. The room was empty again, but the air was thick with dread. The next day, Emma tried to leave. She packed her bags, determined to get out of the cabin and back to civilization. But the moment she stepped outside, she realized something was wrong. The forest had changed. The trees seemed twisted, gnarled in unnatural shapes. The path that led back to the road was gone, replaced by a dense wall of trees. No matter which direction she walked, she ended up right back at the cabin. She was trapped. Desperate, Emma ran through the woods, her breath coming in ragged gasps. The whispers followed her, growing louder with every step.
"Emma, you can't leave."
She stopped, her chest heaving with exhaustion. The forest was closing in around her, the shadows growing longer and darker. She turned in circles, searching for an escape, but there was none. And then she heard it, a soft rustling behind her. She spun around, her heart pounding in her throat. A figure emerged from the shadows, its face twisted in a grotesque smile. Its eyes were black, hollow pits, and its skin was pale and stretched tight over its bones. Emma screamed, stumbling backward. But the figure kept coming, its grin widening. "You belong to us now," it hissed. Emma ran back to the cabin, slamming the door behind her. She was shaking, her mind racing. What was happening? Was she losing her mind? The whispers grew louder, filling every corner of the room. The figures appeared, one by one, emerging from the shadows. They surrounded her, their eyes glowing with malevolent intent.
You can't escape.
You belong to
us.
Emma backed into a corner, her heart hammering in her chest. She grabbed the nearest object, a small, rusty knife she had found in the kitchen, and held it out in front of her.
"Stay back."
The figures didn't stop. They closed in, their faces twisted in anger and hunger. Emma's hand shook as she clutched the knife. She was outnumbered, trapped. There was no way out. And then, just as the figures were about to reach her, everything stopped. The whispers ceased. The figures froze, their glowing eyes flickering out like candles snuffed by the wind. The room was silent. Emma's breath came in short, sharp gasps as she looked around, her mind struggling to comprehend what had just happened. The figures were gone. The cabin was empty. But something still wasn't right. Emma collapsed onto the floor, her body trembling with exhaustion and fear. She was alive. She had survived. But as she sat there, trying to catch her breath, she noticed something. Her reflection. It stared back at her from the dusty mirror on the wall. But it wasn't her. And then it whispered,
You can't escape. You belong to us.
The candle flickered, and the room went dark. If you enjoyed this story, do you know what happened to Emma and Small Cabin Wood? So please like and subscribe to my channel so that I can continue telling this story in part 2.